The room went quiet the moment the billionaire smiled and said, "How about a friendly spar?" Everyone laughed except the single dad standing barefoot on the mat, the one with scars on his knuckles and a tired look in his eyes. He didn't laugh because he knew something the crowd didn't, and before this story ends, you'll know it too. So stay with me till the last momenta, and if stories about hidden strength, second chances, and quiet heroes move you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps stories like this reach the people who need them most. The gym was polished and bright, the kind of place where money showed in every detail. Glass walls, imported mats, cameras mounted in the corners. This was the private academy of the Victor Hale, a tech billionaire and famous Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt who trained with world champions and posted highlight reels that went viral every week. Today was supposed to be lighthearted, an open mat charity event. Veterans trained free. Kids watched from the benches. Influencers filmed content, and in the middle of it all stood Daniel Reyes, a quiet single father, former infantry sergeant, now working nights as a warehouse loader just to keep the lights on for his 8-year-old son. Daniel almost didn't come. His knee ached when it trained. His hands shook sometimes when loud noises echoed, but his son had begged him, eyes bright, saying, "Dad, you always say jiu-jitsu saved you. Can I see it?" So Daniel borrowed a faded gi from a friend, tied his belt slowly, and stepped onto the mat with the humility of a man who had nothing to prove. Victor noticed him right away, not because Daniel stood out, but because he didn't. While others postured and stretched dramatically, Daniel sat quietly, rolling his neck, breathing deep. Victor joked to the crowd, teasing the mystery guy with the old-school belt. Laughter rippled. Someone whispered that Victor was undefeated in the gym, that even visiting black belts struggled to survive 5 minutes with him. So, Victor said casually, adjusting his pristine black belt, "You wanna roll?" The tone was playful. The cameras leaned in. Daniel hesitated, glanced toward the bench where his son sat swinging his legs, then nodded once. "Light," Daniel said softly. Victor grinned. Of course, the first grip told the story no one expected. Daniel's hands were calm, heavy, precise, not fast, not flashy, just there. Victor pushed the pace, pulling guard, spinning for a sweep, but Daniel shut it down like he'd seen it 1,000 times. The room grew quieter. Victor's smile faded, replaced by focus. He tried again, harder. Daniel adjusted, breathing steady, eyes distant, like he wasn't in a gym at all. As they rolled, memories flooded Daniel's many dusty afternoons overseas, grappling drills under brutal heat, learning control because control meant survival. Jiu-jitsu wasn't sport to him, it was structure, it was peace, it was how he learned to sleep without nightmares. When his wife passed away years ago, when grief hollowed him out and the world demanded he keep going for a little boy who still needed bedtime stories, jiu-jitsu was where he learned to breathe again. Victor suddenly found himself pinned, pressure crushing his chest. His movements limited not by strength but by timing. The billionaire tried to explode out, muscle through, but Daniel floated with him, adjusting weight effortlessly. A murmur ran through the crowd. Phones stopped recording for likes and started recording for history. "You're strong," Victor muttered, straining. Daniel shook his head slightly. "No," he said, almost kindly, "just patient." Victor made a mistake, small, invisible to most, and Daniel took the back with the smoothness that made seasoned grapplers gasp. The choke came on slow, controlled, giving Victor time to tap, and he did, once, twice. Then he froze, stunned, staring at the mat as Daniel released immediately and rolled away. Silence swallowed the gym. Victor sat up, breathing hard, ego bruised but something else stirring beneath. Either respect. He looked at Daniel not like a joke anymore, not like content, but like a mirror showing him something real. "Where did you train?" Victor asked. "Everywhere," Daniel replied, "and nowhere special." The crowd laughed softly, but the moment had shifted. Victor stood, offered his hand. "Again," he said, not as a challenge, as a request. They rolled once more, slower this time, exchanging positions, both learning. When it ended, Victor bowed his head. Later, as kids swarmed for photos and the gym buzzed again, Victor found Daniel sitting on the edge of the mat, helping his son tie a belt too big for his waist. "You embarrassed me," Victor said with a half smile. Daniel chuckled. Wasn't my goal. Victor grew serious. What are you doing now? Daniel hesitated. Working, parenting, trying to keep my son proud of me. Victor nodded, then did something no one expected. He announced that Daniel would be teaching a weekly class for veterans, paid, fully supported, scholarships funded, cameras off. No hype, just mats and healing. People need to learn from you, Victor said, not how to win but how to endure. Daniel's eyes burned, not for himself, but for his son, who looked up at him like he'd just watched his dad become a superhero. That night, as they drove home in their old car, his son whispered, "Dada, broken bar, you're amazing." Daniel smiled, gripping the wheel, feeling lighter than he had in years. Strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it shows up tired, humble, and unseen until the moment it has to stand. And when it does, it changes everything. If this story moved you, if it reminded you that quiet people carry the deepest power, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, because the world needs more stories about hidden heroes and more reasons to believe that no matter where you start, who you are matters.